Welcome to Horizons East, the podcast where we explore the forces shaping tomorrow's Southeast Asia. I'm your host, and wow, do we have an incredible show lined up for you today. Whether you are turning from Singapore, Manila, Bangkok, Jakarta, Kuala Lumpur, or anywhere else in the world, thank you for being here. Live with us. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most dynamic regions on the planet, Southeast Asia, home to over 680 million people, a collective GDP approaching 4 trillion US dollar, and some of the fastest growing economies in the world. But what does the future hold? That is what we are here to unpack. Meanwhile, guys, Eid Mubarak for Muslim followers. I would like to say in this 8th day, I would like to say you guys Eid Mubarak for the Muslim followers. Let's start with the elephant in the room, or should I say the digital unicorn. Southeast Asia's digital economy is absolutely exploding. We are talking about a region that is expected to see its digital economy reach 1 trillion US dollars by 2030. Think about this for a second. Indonesia alone has over 270 million people, making it fourth most populous country in the world. The Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand. These aren't just emerging markets anymore, they are innovation hubs. From Jakarta to Ho Chi Minh City, we are seeing homegrown tech giants like Grab, GoTo, C Group competing on the global stage. But sorry guys. Yes. But here is the fascinating part. This isn't just about copying Silicon Valley. Southeast Asian companies are pioneering solutions for challenges unique to the region. Super apps that combine ride hailing, food delivery, payments, and even insurance. Fintech solutions bringing banking to unbanked. E commerce platforms navigating thousands of islands and complex logistic networks. Now, let's talk demographics because this is where it gets really interesting. While much of the developed world is aging, Southeast Asia has a demographic dividend. We are talking about a young, increasingly educated, digitally native population. The median age in the Philippines around 25 years old. Vietnam about 32. Compare that to Japan at 49 or Germany at 48. This youthful energy is driving entrepreneurship, conception, and innovation. But it also presents challenges. How do you create enough quality jobs? How do you ensure education systems keep pace with the demands of a digital economy? These are the questions leaders across the region are grappling with. Let's shift gears and talk geopolitics because you can't discuss Southeast Asia's future without addressing the elephant and the dragon in the room, the US China rivalry, and how ASEAN nations are navigating these waters. Southeast Asia sits at a critical geographic crossroads, the South China Sea, one of the world's most important shipping lines, is right here. ASEAN countries have historically played a balancing act, maintaining economic ties with China while preserving security relationships with the US and the other partners. Looking ahead, this balancing act becomes even more crucial. We are seeing increased infrastructure investment through China's Belt and Road Initiative. At the same time, here is growing Western investment through initiatives like the Blue Dot Network and increased engagement from Japan, South Korea, Australia, and the EU. The genius of ASEAN has always been its centrality, not picking sides but creating a platform where all major powers engage. The question is, can this continue in an increasingly polarized world? Now, guys, let's talk about the climate change. We need to talk about it because Southeast Asia is on the front lines. Rising sea levels threaten coastal cities and island nations. Changing weather patterns affect agriculture, which still employs a huge portion of the population. Extreme weather events are becoming more frequent, but here is where I see hope. Southeast Asia is also becoming a leader in climate solutions. Singapore is pioneering urban sustainability models. Indonesia has massive potential for renewable energy. Vietnam is rapidly expanding its solar and wind capacity. Thailand is positioning itself as a hub for electric vehicle manufacturing. The transition to green energy isn't just an environmental imperative, it's an economic opportunity. That move fastest could capture significant value in the global green economy. Let's talk about something that doesn't get enough attention: culture and soft power. Southeast Asian culture is having a moment globally. Thai food is everywhere. Vietnamese coffee culture is spreading. Filipino music artists are topping charts. Indonesian films are winning international awards. K-pop showed the world that what Asian soft power could look like. I believe we are going to see Southeast Asian culture make similar waves. The region's diversity, hundreds of languages, multiple religions coexisting, and a blend of indigenous, Chinese, Indian, and Western influences creates a rich cultural tapestry that resonates in our globalized world. This cultural confidence combined with digital platforms that allow content to reach global audiences instantly means Southeast Asian voices will be louder in shaping global conversations about everything from food to fashion to philosophy. Now, guys, let's talk about infrastructure. This is where rubber meets road, literally. The region has made tremendous progress, but there is still a massive infrastructure gap. We are talking about everything from highways and railways to ports and airports to digital infrastructure like 5G, networks, and data centers. The exciting development, multiple models are emerging. You have got public private partnership, regional connectivity projects like the ASEAN Highway Network, high speed rail projects connecting major cities. Singapore is already a global aviation hub. Other cities are following suit. Digital infrastructure is equally crucial. As economies digitize, reliable internet access becomes as essential as electricity. The countries build robust digital infrastructure will have a competitive advantage in attracting investment and developing their digital economies. When we talk about education and human capital, the human power, this is perhaps the most critical factor determining Southeast Asia's future trajectory. The region has made remarkable progress in expanding access to education. Literacy rates have soared. University enrollment has increased dramatically. But the challenge now is quality and relevance. Are students skills that prepare them for the jobs of tomorrow? Critical thinking, creativity, digital literacy, adaptability. These are the skills. These are the skills the future demands, guys. I'm encouraged by innovations I am seeing. Coding boot camps proliferating across the region. Universities partnering with industry, online learning platforms, democratizing access to quality education. Countries like Singapore have become global leaders in education. Others are learning and adapting these models. The winners in the next decades will be the countries that invest most effectively in their people. Yeah. Now, guys, let's talk about regional integration because Asia's future is ultimately about how well these diverse nations work together. The Asian Economic Community aims to create a single market and production base. We are seeing progress, reduced tariffs, easier movement of goods and skilled labor, harmonization of standards. But challenge remains significant development gaps exist between Singapore and less developed members. Political systems vary while the historical tensions occasionally flare up, yet the vision of a truly integrated ASEAN, economically dynamic, politically stable, culturally confident, remains compelling. A unified Asian market of 680 million people would be the world's third largest economy. That is powerful. Yes, guys, give me a moment, please. Let me check something. Okay, let's continue, guys. Healthcare and pandemic preparedness. COVID 19 was a wake up call for the entire world, but it hit Southeast Asia particularly hard in many ways. However, it also accelerated certain trends telemedicine adaptation, digital record, regional cooperation on health security. Looking forward, strengthening healthcare isn't just pandemic, it's about managing aging populations. Yes, even young regions are age eventually addressing lifestyle diseases and ensuring quality healthcare access across urban and rural areas. The region has shown it can innovate here too. Thailand has become a medical tourism hub. Singapore is a leader in biomedical sciences. That is, there is potential for regional collaboration on pharmaceutical manufacturing, medical research, and health technology, guys. When we talk about the food security and agriculture, this might seem traditional, but it is absolutely crucial for the future. Southeast Asia feeds much of the world, is a major producer of rice, palm oil, coffee, rubber, seafood, and countless other products. Climate change threatens agricultural productivity. Urbanization is reducing arable land. At the same time, the region's own growing middle class demands more and better food. The future of agricultural in Southeast Asia will involve technology, precision farming, vertical farms, aquaculture innovations, reduce food waste through better logistics. It will involve sustainability, methods that preserve soil health, protect forests, and reduce emissions. Countries that master sustainable high-tech agriculture will ensure food security for their people and maintain their position as global food suppliers. Now, guys, let's talk about manufacturing and supply chains in Southeast Asia. Southeast, Southeast Asia has become absolutely central to global supply chains. When companies talk about China plus one strategies, they are often talking about Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, or Malaysia. The region offers competitive labor costs, improving infrastructure, growing domestic markets, and political stability. We are seeing everything from electronics to automotive to textile to pharmaceuticals being manufactured. The future, moving up value chain, not just assembling products, but designing them, not just manufacturing, but innovating. Countries like Thailand are already positioning themselves for the EV revolution. Vietnam is becoming a major electronics exporter. Challenges avoiding in the middle income trap, getting stuck as a low cost manufacturer and never developing high value industries. The countries that invest in skills, innovation, and technology will make this leap. Let me paint you a picture of what Southeast Asia could look like in 2050. Imagine high speed rail connecting Singapore to Bangkok to Hanoi. Smart cities powered by renewable energy. A digital economy where cross border payments are seamless and small businesses can sell to customers across the region instantly. Universities attracting top talent from around the world. Cultural exports, film, music, art recognized globally. A strong, unified Asian voice in global affairs. Business currently, absolutely. There are challenges. Governance issues, corruption, inequality, environmental integration, geopolitical pressures. The path forward isn't so, guys, but the potential is undeniable. The ingredients are there. Young populations, growing economies, strategic location, cultural regions, sorry, increasing regional cooperation. So, what needs to happen to realize this potential? Let me offer a few thoughts. First, continued investment in people, education, healthcare, social safety nets, human capital is everything. Human power is everything. Second, governance reforms, transparent, accountable institutions, rule of law, fighting corruption. These bills investor confidence and public trust. Third, sustainable development, economic growth that doesn't destroy the environment, green technology adoption, and climate resilience. Fourth, regional cooperation. ASEAN must continue strengthening integration while respecting diversity. A unified voice carries more weight globally. Fifth, embracing innovation while preserving what makes Southeast Asia special its cultures, values, and communities. Before we wrap up, guys, I want to acknowledge something important. When we talk about the future of Southeast Asia, we are really talking about millions of individual regions. the street when they're in Bangkok hoping to send her kids to university. The startup founder in Jakarta trying to solve local problems. The farmer in the Mekong Delta adapting to climate change. The student in Manila dreaming of opportunities. Yes, I love this energy in the Southeast Asia, and the South Asian people. The future isn't some abstract concept. It's being built right now by real people making decisions, taking risks, working hard, and hoping for better. And that's what makes me optimistic. I have seen the energy. Yes, the energy is really very, very nice, very strong in the Southeast Asia. And the creativity and resilience of Southeast Asian, I have seen communities come together. I have seen entrepreneurs turning challenges into opportunities. I have seen young people who refuse to accept limitations. So, what's the bottom line? Southeast Asia stands at a pivotal moment. The decisions made in the next decade will shape the region for generations. The challenges are real, but so are the. This isn't a region to watch from the sidelines. This is a region actively shaping the 21st century, whether it's digital innovation, climate solutions, cultural influence, or economic dynamism. Southeast Asia will be central to global conversations. Conversations. For those of you living in the region, you are not just observers of the future, you are building it. For those watching from elsewhere, pay attention. What happens in the Southeast Asia matters for the entire world. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey through Southeast Asia's future. This is just the beginning of the conversation. I would love to hear your thoughts. What excites you most about the region's future? What concerns you? What am I missing? Drop your comments, share this episode, and join us next time as we continue exploring the forces shaping the tomorrow's world. Until then, keep looking forward, stay curious, and remember the future isn't something that happens to us, it's something we create together. This has been Horizons This. I'm your host, signing off.